The biggest realization you can have on your healing journey is realizing that you don't need to do all this grandiose healing to stop yourself from a habitual belief that you consistently do. Because really, adding your awareness is the end of the habit. And anything after that is a choice, the deliberate choice you would continue to make on purpose. So join me, Ventzi, your divine feminine empowerment and spiritual awakening coach. Let's get it. Yeah, it becomes on purpose. Just as much purposeful as if you were to say sorry to someone and then you keep doing it. The thing that you were saying sorry about. It's on purpose now. Right? It's realizing your own behavior, because let's say you had your heart broken and now you don't ever want to date anybody ever again because this is like the 50th time your heart's been broken. Well, guess what habit you're just stepping into now? The habit of not dating. Right? Habit of not putting yourself out there because all men and women suck now. Have you dated all 7-8 billion people on the planet? I mean, I know I haven't. Right? So, and you start to buy into this belief that everybody that you date sucks. Well, what if maybe adding your awareness to, hey, you got your heart broken. And why did that relationship not work out? Maybe you weren't good at setting boundaries. Maybe you were a people pleaser. Maybe you had your own worthiness wound that you were seeking validation and approval from this other person. Because maybe mom and dad didn't give you the validation and approval that you needed growing up, that you deserved. Because they didn't know how to love you the way you deserve to be loved. And that's nobody's fault. That's not their fault. Why? Because that was the best level of consciousness that they were at during that time. And maybe still at. And you just watching a video like this, well, guess what? You are expanding your consciousness. You're adding awareness. Now, I did just make a way longer video yesterday, the video right before this. I'll link it at the end here. And I wanted to make a more refined, very quick one. And now I'm feeling the flow state creeping up. It's like literally I just first woke up and now I'm having my first cup of coffee. So I love it when I'm in like kind of like still like spacey vibes. Anyway, we're going to come down from outer space. I'm going to meet you where you're at right now. You're on Earth. So adding your awareness, you're expanding your consciousness. Like the realization that, oh yeah, I believe all men and women suck because I was hurt in the past. Now I'm not dating anyone. I'm refusing to date. And I'm also sitting back here where my ego is keeping me safe and comfortable. And ego's not a bad thing. It's a persona. It's a character that you built on here during your human experience. And you experience ego deaths to refine yourself and emerge as a butterfly. You're going to do that endlessly on your eternal spiritual journey here on Earth. So, your ego is keeping you safe because it's comfortable. You're familiar with this now. Like, if I don't date people, I won't get hurt again type of situation, right? Well, think about it this way. What if you did not just inner work, right, and had this realization, shadow work, realizing the parts where you played a role too. Maybe you weren't good at setting boundaries. And also, are you doing work to realize how to put words together to communicate better with other people, how to set proper boundaries. Have you done that to maybe so you can feel more safe with yourself and more comfortable on this next level of relationship that you're going to have with someone else? Because that's the unknown. And going into the unknown, you're going to fall into a deeper, more refined, more beautiful, more aligned version of yourself by doing so. Because you're going to, let's say you learned how to set boundaries, and now you go on dates and you set boundaries with people, they disrespect them or they disappear because of it doesn't work for their type of narcissistic behavior because they have a boundary now and that's been placed by you. And all of a sudden the narcissist is like, oh crap, I can't do anything about this. I'm gonna go look for my next source. My next source of energy that I can pull from a people pleaser. And guess what? Narcissists, they aren't technically bad people. They're deeply wounded humans too. This is just the way they know how to survive. This is their survival mechanism to manipulate their external reality and the people around it to get their needs met. Just like a people pleaser does. People pleasing is manipulative. Like, if I do this for you, you're going to think I'm worthy. And maybe I could, I'm going to believe in the back of my mind that you'll do the same for me. Like, it doesn't work like that. That's called being nice. There's a difference between being kind and being nice. Kind is you literally are doing things out of the kindness of your heart and you don't expect anything in return. And with being kind, you have limits on your energy. Like, no, I'm not going to do this because I don't want to, and I'm too tired to, and I'm going to choose me and my needs. Right? Now, when you start dating or go on a date with somebody new because you stepped into the unknown and you're safe with yourself now, and now you have this new ego persona that's much more powerful and aligned. You're not only seeing maybe, red flags that, now that you've had the contrasting experience from past traumatic relationships, that now that you can set boundaries, people are leaving. Why? Because you're no longer afraid of the outcome. Because setting a boundary in its own self is a fear. That in itself is stepping into the unknown because you don't know what the outcome will be. What if I set this boundary with you? Person that's been my friend for so long, that's been draining me. Person I just went on a date with, mom or dad, sibling. Are you going to abandon me? Are you going to call me bad names? Are you going to do this and that and blah, blah, blah? Like, what's going to happen? Am I going to feel unworthy if they leave my life because I'm starting to say no? I mean, I was a people pleaser. And when I started making this type of shift, the people around me started dissolving and I became a problem for them. And at one point I had somebody tell me, like, they asked for my assistance on something, which I was normally giving towards, and up on their property. And one time I was working on my melody for a track I was super excited about, for an EDM track. And I think the link is in my YouTube bio. It's called Resilience. And I told this person, I can't help you. Like, I'm busy. And this person looked at me and told me, you only get so many no's. What the ultimate guilt trip type of thing to use? Like, completely knowing I'm a people pleaser when I didn't even realize that. Like, who says that to someone? A narcissist. You only get so many no's with me before I leave and abandon you. And because you're only worthy to me for how much you can provide to me. Like, that's literally what that person told me by saying that. And I didn't even realize it because right after that, after I said no, I felt so guilty for saying no. I think I actually went and ended up helping. That's what I mean. It's not that these other people aren't safe. It's that you were choosing to live in your wound. You're not doing not just the inner work. There's more to it. Look up ways to be healthier, to communicate in healthy ways, how to express your needs, because your needs matter. So again, setting the boundary, that fear of the outcome, let go of it. Because if you're expressing your needs, either the people that are meant for you are gonna align with you and they're gonna stick around and they're gonna love you for who you really are, because the real you is gonna be polarizing. You're gonna repel people that aren't in alignment with who you are being. Like a magnet, flip the other way around. And you're gonna attract people that are a reflection of the inner healthy work that you're doing for yourself. And that also means being fearless. That also means being able to step into the unknown. So just change your definition around the unknown. The unknown, on the other side of that fear, is where everything you want is. And courage is having and feeling the fear and doing it anyway. Because you're still here for the human experience. Like, you're going to still have fear. And that's the fun part. And I was thinking about this last night, because realizing that your source energy, you're part of all that is. You're literally the creator. You're your higher self right now, actually, experiencing life through your body, through the ego character that you've built and put all this stuff in your basket. Like, I'm Ventzi and I have all these human things I've picked up from growing up. And lately I've been picking up stuff like fear of death out the window, because you're an eternal spiritual being. You're going to reincarnate. And by the way, from Bashar channeling video I was super inspired by. I was going to make a different video on it. Why we come here on earth? To expand our consciousness, to have consciousness, to fall into deeper expressions of ourselves. And yeah, Earth is essentially the master class. It's as dense as it gets here. All the other planets, apparently they have it way easier. Okay, and I don't mean to put it in that way. They have a different experience. We came here by choice, because if we can find light within the darkest of the darkness, darkness of the darkness, darkest darkness, if you can find light through that, that's the point. And you find it consistently. And we also benefit other planets, other higher density beings through our process of reincarnating here on Earth. They benefit from us, because if they can see that it's possible, it also encourages them to come and experience what it's like to be a human. Because it actually expands your consciousness. Because that's how, if you really want to learn unconditional love, you go through the darkest of the darkness, and you reach that vibration of unconditional. Without the condition needing to change, you can stay in the highest vibration possible, which is love. Inner peace. I'm in love with that screaming kid over there. Construction's over there with a nail gun every morning at freaking 9, sometimes, most of the time 7 a.m. And all I'm hearing is bah, 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 bah. Like right across the lot over here. They're building townhouses. Kind of want to move into one of them. They look pretty nice. And it's like, through this inner work, I'm just like, well, free alarm clock. Like, I'm just chill. I mean, I wake up and now I kind of funny about it. I'm just like, bah, bah, bah. Like, I just join in, Like, if you can do that, you're more powerful than you can possibly imagine. If you can change the narrative of things. So when you change the narrative and change the meaning of the unknown, instead of it being this scary, oh, the fire, it burns type of thing, you're doing the work. You're shifting your reality, because you're starting to feel safe with yourself to become new versions, to evolve, to move from that comfortability of what feels familiar and safe. So again, you don't need to do this whole grandiose healing journey thing where you think you need to keep healing and healing and healing. That's going to keep you stuck and comfortable. Add awareness to it and move on. Okay, I mean, that might be a little harsh. Add awareness to it and deliberately choose what's more in alignment with you. what was comfortable and safe, things you were doing that were familiar. I'm on repeat. See, you're just getting this repeat cycle. And that is all you need to do. Adding awareness to it stops the habit. Okay. And I just added awareness to it that I'm on repeat. And guess what? We're still on repeat, baby. Beep, 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 beep. Because it's a choice. Okay. I want to make sure that you realize that it's a choice moving forward, what you choose to do. So you don't need to fear the outcomes, because you're never going to move and take a next step if you're ever afraid of an outcome. If you want that life that's in alignment with all the things that you want, it's on the other side of the unknown. Well, it's actually stepping into the unknown on the other side of that fear. The only reason why we ever hold on to anything is because we still believe it serves us. We still believe that it has a potential and it's serving us, which is that comfortability, that familiarity. Okay? So take this on your healing journey. Much love. Have a wonderful, magnificent, transformative, alchemizing day. Beautiful cosmic soul. Love and light vibration out. Goodbye.